Hi guys, welcome to my video. I am Amy. I'm going to introduce a classic movie to everyone here. It is Witness for the Prosecution. It is a fantastic and classic movie, and today I will introduce the first part about characters and the story to you. If you haven't watched the movie, I think maybe you can move step to watch it first because it is a very surprising movie. Okay, and now it is our question for this video. Is it reasonable to protect the defendant with doubts? I will give you the answer and my reason in the end. You have not to answer it right now, but let me tell you why I'm going to ask this question to you. In the movie, the defendant, Leonard Voer, fooled everyone in the court, including his lawyers. No one but he and his wife knows the truth. His wife sacrificed her innocence to prove he is not guilty. After he was released, he hooked up with other women, so we can summarize these people as a scum. But the lawyers defend him till the end, although they know nothing about it. But when we get back to the reality, it is a real question to lawyers. Does such a scum deserve your efforts? As the witness for the prosecution, Christine is a significant character in this movie. We mentioned the wife of Leonard Voer, and his beautiful German wife's name is Christine. Christine is a crucial character in this movie because every important turning point is caused by her behaviors. So let's review the movie with those turning points. At the beginning of the movie, Leonard Voer went to ask Sir Wilfred to be his lawyer because a witness provided the evidence of he killed Mrs. Finch. He needs a lawyer to defend him in the court, but after a while, he was arrested by police. And then his wife, Christine, came, and also she told Sir Wilfred she could be the most important witness through this case because she can prove that her husband went back home at 9:26 p.m. However, Sir Wilfred didn't put her into the witness boxes for she's a German who was brought by her husband, Mr. Voer. They thought her testimony would not be persuasive. When the trial began, they surprisingly found out Christine became the witness for the prosecution, and she provided that her husband went back home at 10:10 p.m. That meant her husband is a murderer. At the night of the day, Sir Wilfred received a call from a stranger who claimed she held letters which can prove Christine was disloyal to her husband. Attorneys received those letters and proved the testimony of Christine wasn't truth. She was also proved her disloyalty to her husband. After verdict reached, Christine told Sir Wilfred the truth. The woman in the railway station is her. She was acting all the time, and her husband is guilty. He did kill the lady for money, but she covers them up. Her husband came again, and she surprisingly knew his husband hooked up with other women. She killed him for her anger. I think Christine is a character with strong emotions, so that I want to analyze her. First important thing she did in the movie is she sacrificed her innocence to make the court believe her. Let's think of this thing carefully. Do you think personal loyalty is higher than justice? The answer would be no. In the court, she did tell the truth. Nothing but the truth. Because her husband came back home at 10:10 p.m. is the truth, but she fooled the court with her emotions. I would say she's intelligent and brave, but she never thought about the fairness in this case. Also, sacrifice of her innocence is unnecessary. Second, she covered the truth. Mr. Voer is a murderer. The murderer must be punished by justice because it is fair to Mr. Finch. Nobody wants to die because of mistrust of man. It is never fair to the people who are already dying. Third, her husband betrayed her. This made her behavior unwise and meaningless. Her loyalty finally became her weakness. She loved her husband, so deeply that she'd rather to give up her innocence to prove he was not a murderer. This character is really complicated because she is intelligent, for she knows emotions can cheat people no matter how smart they are. She's stupid since she doesn't know emotions work on her, but it is unnecessary to criticize her. We just need to respect and avoid it happens again. It is her personal choice. Every woman is an individual. We never belong to anyone. We should love ourselves first and everything else is secondary. It isn't a kind of love, it is a kind of determination of herself. Then it is a part of attorneys. I want to use this part to analyze how the movie cheats us and how it shows Mr. Voa is a bad guy. Do you remember the Monaco test? Sir Wilfrid used this to test whether Leonard Voa deserves his trust. He supposed several reasonable doubts to test whether Leonard is lying. And then he used the mirror to reflect the sunlight into Leonard's eye. Because if the person believes what he has done, he will not resist. However, they got the conclusion of he is innocent. This is the first point. The movie lies to us. It makes us trust the conclusion because in our mind, attorneys are the people who deserve our trust. You can find out the conclusions through those details, and this is the reason why we felt surprised at the end of the movie. No matter in books or movies, the number 3 is the sign of importance. I don't know whether you noticed about the question, how do you like this case? Why Sir Wilfrid asked Mr. Mayhew about this question? Because he didn't know Leonard is really innocent or not. But this sentence appeared at every turning point. First time is in the office after Christine left this office. Second time is when Christine appeared in the court as the witness for the prosecution. Third time is in the office before they received the call from the lady in railway station. What does the movie want to tell us? Why the movie must use 3 times to notice us the case was uncertain? And maybe you are the same as me, you are clear when the lady gave them the letters, you believe Christine was definitely lying. This is the second point, how the movie tricked us. The movie noticed you about the truth, wasn't certain, but you still trust what the movie told us and misunderstand Christine, although it is what she wants. This is the most amazing point in this movie. It is a variety of doubts to make you feel confused. And then, at the end of the movie, it leads you to what they want you to think about. Now, let's back to the question in the beginning. Is it reasonable to protect the defendant with doubts? I want to say it is reasonable and necessary. I want you to imagine, if you are Leonard Voa, you paid money to a very professional lawyer, what is your purpose? Your purpose is that you want to win in the trial, especially in the criminal court. It is very tricky because the defendant is innocent or not is determined by lawyers. There's no rules for lawyers to judge a person. There isn't and there will never be. Because humanity and emotions are the most tricky part in the court. Lawyers are the people who can change a person's life. If you are a lawyer and you really don't know the defendant is innocent or not, what you should do? If it is me, I definitely protect my defendant with my full effort. A trial isn't gamble. I can't use the guy's innocence to gamble humanity. There is a possibility of he is innocent and there's another possibility of he is guilty. I must treat both possibilities fairly to avoid misjudge, because the person may spend his rest of life in jail. Even more, he may die. It is very terrible and it is unfair to anyone. It is really hard for us to tell what is fair, especially in a trial. The emotions, politics, and so many reasons can affect the judgment. What should we do? what we can do is do our best to protect everyone in the court, to ensure everyone is treated fairly. If a good guy goes into the jail and he can't go out, even the best lawyer can do nothing but repent. Thank you for listening and your patience on my English. I hope this inspires you to stand up for fairness. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe and like. Well, the court is adjourned.